What is secular meditation?
Secular meditation is meditation without any of the religious trappings. At the humanist community at Harvard, we practice secular meditation, and our practices are primarily derived from Buddhism, but we've set aside anything that has a religious feel to it. So certainly anything to do with rebirth would be set aside, and even in the meditation, anything that might seem to be a little bit like prayer, let's say, that something that we would not do as well. So we've tweaked the practices to be something that are perfectly suitable for the non-religious audience.
What is the quickest way to quiet the mind?
I find that the quickest way to quiet the mind is actually to relax the muscles used in speech. And by that I mean the muscles of the jaw, the tongue, and around the voice box, in the throat. And the reason this is so is that there is actually scientific research that shows that when your inner voice is active, there is a certain amount of activity in the muscles used in speech. And there's also evidence that there is feedback between the muscles used in speech and the brain itself. So that by relaxing the muscles of speech, it does tend to reduce the activity of inner speech. So there's a certain amount of scientific evidence that this is true, and I certainly find this to be the case in my own personal practice.
What are 3 things people can take away from your book?
Well, first of all, there's more to meditation than breath meditation. For many years, breath meditation, it was the only thing I did, the only thing I knew how to do. And it was only really in the last 10 years that I learned about so many other different types of meditation, including walking meditation, which is a way that you can pay attention to your movements in space, ambient sound meditation, which is paying attention to the sounds that are in the environment, and so many other types of meditation, as well as mindfulness practices where you can bring a meditative state throughout the day. So breath meditation is wonderful, and if you want to do it, that's perfectly fine, but you don't have to restrict yourself to it. There are many types of meditation. The second thing I'd like people to be able to do is to learn how to quiet the mind. And when I first heard the term quiet the mind, I really did not understand what that meant, because I'd never experienced a quiet mind. We always have inner chatter going on inside the head. But with meditation, we can slow that down, make the volume of that, in terms of sound, it literally gets quieter, and you are experiencing a much more quiet state inside your head. And it can be really wonderful, because after meditating, and it may not happen the first time you meditate, but if you do it a few times, you will start to experience this, that the amount of inner chatter goes down during the period of meditation, and then when you emerge from the meditation, the inner voice is quieter, and you're actually more attuned to the outside world, so that sounds are often more crisp, sights are more vivid, and it's really a wonderful experience. So I would like people to learn how to do that. And the third thing is that even though negative events occur in the world, and that is inevitable, we have the power to shift our reaction to these events in a more positive direction if it's appropriate. And it may not be appropriate in all situations, but we do actually have that power through practices such as loving kindness meditation.
Does happiness really come from within?
I believe that joy, which is the moment-to-moment feeling of happiness, is something that we self-generate. So that, imagine that you just found out that your favorite team won the game. That's a piece of news, but the actual experience of joy is something that you generate within your body. It's occurring within your brain, within your body. There are probably neurotransmitters that are being released, hormones that are being released, but it's something that you are actually doing. And there are mindfulness practices that allow you to generate feelings of love and joy, such as loving kindness meditation. And during the actual meditation itself, you will generate these feelings, but also the training will allow you to summon up these feelings throughout the day. So yes, happiness, or at least joy, is something that we can self-generate.